bungalow to the rear of 230 Warsash Road. We start by looking at the site plan. You can see the site outlined in red. I think one of the things I'd like you to notice on this side is that the garden is much longer than those of the neighbouring properties, and therefore it lends itself to development to the rear. You'll see also the footprint of the existing detached garage, which is fairly sizable. Just go through some photographs now to put the site into context. The main photograph just shows the front of number 230. The application proposes to use the existing gated access, and the small photo included in the bottom left corner was just to show you that the site to the front is already hard surface and that the proposed parking for 230 is no different to what's already existing. The next couple of photographs are just to give you an idea of the size and scale of the garden. The photo in the top right hand side, this would become the garden that would serve number 230. The garage that's existing is to be demolished. If you use this trampoline here as a reference point, you see that in the corner of the next photo. That shows the very end of the garden, which would contain the new proposed dwelling and the new garden serving the proposed dwelling. Another couple of photos give you an idea of scale. Both these photos show the portion of garden which would contain the proposed dwelling. We have to look at the site plan. You can see the layout of what's being proposed. Number 230 here, the existing access and existing parking, which you saw in the previous photograph. The proposed access down the side, you can just very faintly see the outline of the existing garage, which is going to be demolished. Then have the new area of garden that will serve number 230. New hipped roof dwelling in the rear with its own parking and turning space, in-store cycle provision and garden to the rear. As outlined in the report, the garden doesn't meet the 11 metre minimum depth, but it is 14 metres wide and it's just short of the overall minimum depth at, I think it's about 9.5 metres. So overall, the size is considered to be acceptable for a two-bed dwelling. We did receive objections in response to the form of bungalow originally proposed. Objections were received from both the neighbours to the east of the site and also from the neighbours to the west of the site. We didn't receive an objection notably from number 228, who would be directly next to the access drive. We received amended plans and we reconsulted with the neighbours. We only received one objection from the neighbour, and that was from this property here. No additional issues were raised. Move on to the elevations now. You can see that the bungalow has been designed to minimise any impact on the neighbouring properties with a shallow hipped roof. The maximum height, that would be the height at the ridge along here, stands at 4.6 metres, which you'll note from the report is only 0.6 a metre greater than the height of the detached building that would be constructed under permitted development rights. Also included the side elevation of the existing house number 230. The reason why this has been included is just to show that there is an existing door in the side serving the utility room, which would be directly onto the drive providing access to the new dwelling. The applicant has agreed that the door would be replaced with a window serving the utility room so that there isn't an unneighbourly relationship between 230 and the driveway of the proposed dwelling. Floor plans again just show a fairly standard layout of this property. The footprint, as I mentioned, has been reduced. Originally the footprint was larger in that this corner also formed part of what was being proposed. There was also a single-storey flat roof section just coming off the dining room here, and there was an attached carport up towards this end of the dwelling. The footprint, as I said, has been reduced, and this, in my opinion, addresses some of the neighbours' concerns. Now a series of photographs just taken from some of the neighbouring properties to give you an idea of the impact on them. This photograph is taken from the property to the east of the site. The arrow indicates roughly where the photograph was taken. So you can see that where the dwelling would be positioned, it runs across approximately half of the rear boundary, so this part here is roughly where the new dwelling would be positioned, but the remaining part would be left open. These two photographs are now taken from a neighbour to the west. They raise concerns about the impact on the conservatory and the garden. However, you can see from the photographs the impact would be fairly minimal because of the obscure glazed roof, which prevents views into the corner, and also the position of the bungalow. It would only be visible really from a fairly oblique angle. This slide shows a photograph taken from the next neighbour in the west. You can see the roof line of the existing garage, which in itself is fairly large. The position of the proposed dwelling would be further down from the detached garage, which is roughly here. That would be positioned opposite the end of this property's garden. I would like to point out this photograph was taken not from the immediate rear of the property, but slightly further into the garden, so the garden isn't quite as shallow as it looks in this photograph. And lastly, these two photographs are also taken from that same property, but from within the property, as opposed to the garden you see this slide. The objection raised concerns about the impact on both the kitchen and on the dining room. However, I think it's important to remember that the dwelling that's being proposed has an extremely shallow pitched roof, and again, the maximum ridge height would be 4.6 metres. No further comments. Thank you, Chair.